Welcome back, second video. Have a look at me go. Now, this is achievable because I haven't been working all week. Had the week off, my body's not used to this, my mind's definitely not used to this. So I've had to force myself to get things done. And on a day like today, what better way to do a chest workout? So I'm gonna run through with you guys exactly what I did today. Trained in the morning, which is not what I'm used to. Usually I'm up at 4 o'clock for work, breakfast, smoke at work, lunch at work, come home and then train. So my body's up, it's awake, it's ready for anything really. It's definitely ready for the pre-workout to kick in. So to have a day off, have one meal, then go train, it's very, very different to what my body is definitely used to. So I'll run through today's workout with you. Chest wasn't as intense as what I used to do, or what I'm used to. But we did a little bit of heavy, a little bit more of your average exercises so that you guys could then, it was still hard, you guys could then do the workout along with me as well. So hopefully you've got these exercises at your gym and you can continue or even start from here and continue to follow along with me along the way. Now before this workout, we wanted to get abs out of the way. So I didn't film the abs because it was a fairly long circuit. We did 4, 5, 6 different exercises and 3 sets of each at about 10 to 12 reps. But I can go into an ab workout circuit on its own video. For now, I just wanted to touch base on my chest workout, where I'm at the moment. As you saw at the start of the video, that is my current physique 6 weeks out. We're probably holding around, I would say 10 to 12% body fat, but things change rapidly over a few weeks, and you'll see that in up and coming videos. So hopefully Sunday I'll be able to do in 2 days, I'll be able to do a nutritional video for you guys so that you can get started with your calorie counting, find out exactly how many calories you're supposed to be on, and I will share with you the comparisons between a lifestyle diet and this comp prep diet, because they are very different, and a lot of people assume that a comp prep diet is the only bodybuilding diet, but being in construction, doing demolition, I've had a chance to find that balance, and you've got to be real. In life, you've got other situations that get in the way. You're not a full-time athlete, so like most of the YouTubers out there do present. So at least I can sort of be a little bit more relatable to you. I work full-time, I train in the afternoons, and now that I'm competing and bringing out my clothing brand, Natural Army, I've got a couple other t-shirts printed out just from Full Moon Screen Printing, a local screen printing mob here, and on the back I've got no added juice. So let's get started with my chest workout. We're going to start off with a warm-up, just a lighter weight so you can get around 20 reps, get that movement in the areas that we want to activate. So a higher rep is going to activate the muscle a lot more than just hitting 5 reps. So we want to almost lubricate the joints so that they get used to the movement, so when we do put them under a lot of weight, they're ready to go, and sort of less risk of damaging ligaments, and allowing the muscles to do the lift and contract properly. You do see a lot of people jerking and power lifting the weights, where they bypass a lot of the muscle contraction, then putting all of the resistance on their ligaments and causing a lot of future pain. But when we jump into our weighted working sets, I've jumped up to about 100 here. So I was a little bit unsure about it, not being used to the flat bench press, but I try and put a little bit more focus on controlling the weight down and having Simo there ready to spot me just in case. So if you were doing this by yourself, I definitely would drop the weight probably down to, I would probably do about 80 kilos, maybe 90 kilos, because then I feel a little bit more confident without a spotter, still hitting that 10 rep. But with Simo there and the boys sort of giving a little bit more motivation, you feel like you could lift a lot more. So we hit 3 working sets at 100 here, and that we are doing 10 reps, I'm pretty sure. So 8 to 10 reps. If you've got a spotter there and you want to push your limits, definitely go for that 8 to 10 rep range, where I got about 8, 9 I think on that one, and Simo had to jump in. On this final one, you shouldn't be able to do what you did on the first set. You should be starting to fatigue. So it makes sense that when you get to 9 or your 10th rep, you're gonna need some help. And I say that only when you have a spotter. When you don't have a spotter, rack it right before you think you're a bit doubtful on that last rep. But the control down is very important, because you can stop the weight where you feel comfortable, then control and then push it back up. If you just let it go down, bypassing any muscle control, you're going to find it very hard to get the weight back up. And that's why it's good to have the boys around, motivating us, keeping us in check to make sure that we do get that 1 more rep or 2 more reps. Alright, on to the next exercise. So we've opted for an incline bench press here, and we're supersetting a heavier weight with a lighter weight. So we're hitting more of an incline press, supersetted with a lighter wide fly, I suppose. But you'll see with these flies, I don't like to have the weight cantilevered out too far. What this is going to do is put resistance on the shoulder and not the actual chest itself. So being in construction, and Simo being a truck driver, a lot of us have shoulder issues. We've already got tight front shoulders. So to put that extra resistance on that shoulder, we don't necessarily need it, because then it's just going to cause more damage and more pain for us later on. What we want to aim for is our elbow depth. So the depth our elbow goes allows the chest muscle to fully stretch and open up. By just throwing the dumbbells a little bit out further, just puts that added resistance on the front delt that we don't need. So just go for shoulder depth. With a little bit of a lighter weight, you can go a bit wider with the dumbbells, but definitely wouldn't chase after that shoulder pain. Now we move on to a little bit more stationary exercise, the decline press. Love this machine. Definitely can go heavy on this one. Unfortunately, on this machine, it doesn't have a seat belt. So if I'm trying to load up on, one of my maxes was 200 kilos, it's just going to push me up the seat. So with this one, you want to control the weight with the weight that you have got. I think I'm doing 40 kilos each side there. Controlling the weight down and filling the chest muscle stretch. Then you've got a better stable position to push the weight back up. And you'll see my thumb position. I always choose to have about thumb width on every grip, so that I know every time I change machines that my grip is exactly where it needs to be. You want to be seated at a height where your nipples are about the same height as your grip. And that's going to give you a sort of a moderate outlay of press dynamic, I suppose. So if you go lower, it's going to be much harder, and if you go higher, it's going to be much easier, because the range of movement shortens. So we quickly moved on to flies here. With each set I've gone up, because I'd rather start a bit lighter and then go up as I do the sets. I just feel if I went too heavy too fast and broke my ego, it would definitely affect the next working set. And like anyone else, you don't like to see yourself put the weight back down. So gauge each weight and at each exercise on how you feel. So I've upped this on the second set to do 80 pounds Still not my max, but I can get 10 reps out, focusing on keeping my shoulders back and only contracting the chest muscles. That was pretty quick. So that was a basic chest workout. What I'm usually doing is definitely double that. Like, we wouldn't stop. It would be those cable flies with push-ups, then supersetted with dips, then back and do a circuit again. But that wasn't too bad. I guess it's a good starting point for you guys to gauge where your weight's at, so you can lift the right amount of weight, and then when I introduce intensity, you know where your weights are properly supposed to be. Now, for someone that's starting out, I wouldn't jump straight into your excuse me, just eating. I wouldn't jump straight into your 1 rep max. Always start about 60 to 70% lighter, then you've always got somewhere to go. If you start at 110%, 100%, the next week, where have you got to go? You're at 100%. You try and do 100% each week, you're gonna fail and just cause muscle fatigue, muscle damage. Too much muscle damage is not good. So I'd start a little bit lighter, work your way up so that you're always on a linear progression. The muscles are adapting at an adequate rate. Then they'll get stronger over week to week. Let's say for a 4-week program, on that final week you can either choose to do your PRs or like your 1 rep maxes and see how the body feels after that linear progression workout. Then after that final 1 rep max workout, you chuck in a deload, allowing your body to catch up with rest and recovery by only doing, say, max 40-50% of your working 1 rep max. So still the same exercises, but you just want to keep circulation in the body. So it's not a full workout, but you want your muscles to remember the exercises that they have done. That almost doesn't apply to my workouts though, because I'm training more intuitively. After work, I may have a really bad day, so mentally I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be as strong. I won't be as focused. And a lot of the time I say to my friends and clients that mentality is the biggest key. If you can control your mind and tell your body what to do, it's going to do it. But on some days, in the real world, you're going to be tired. You're not going to be able to do the same lifts each and every day. So you got to play it a little bit more smarter. So with our jobs, not every day is going to be the same. So I make sure when I come in, I train the muscle groups that I want to hit. Like chest is my favorite day. Back's pretty close, and then legs, definitely want to hit legs later in the week so that I'm not fatigued throughout the week at work. But that's the chest workout. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Full of information. If you've got any questions, leave a comment below. I'll leave a link to the Natural Army website so you guys can check out awesome singlets. I'm yet to release these t-shirts, so these were just a mock-up to wear around the gym and get a bit of feedback, but there'll be a link below. Right now I've got women's leggings. If you buy one of the women's new flawless leggings, you get a crop top for free. So chucking that out there. That's only going to be running for about 2 months. I'll see sort of how business tracks there and how sales work. If they're selling, I'll make it last longer. If not, we'll try something else. So guys, don't worry, I've got some more stuff coming for you guys. You buy a tracker, you get a top free. Sales like that will be coming soon. So if it's not up at the moment, feel free to send me a message. We are always looking for ambassadors as well to help spread that natural athlete movement. So we've got we're a big army. There's a lot of natural athletes out there. There's just never been a brand to back them. So that's why I started Natural Army, and I hope you guys can get behind it as well. Make sure you like this video, subscribe so we'll get some more content up there, and I'll keep you guys posted on calories next.